Brazil is the fifth largest country in the world. With a population of well over 200 million, it is rich in natural and human resources. The country is the economic and cultural capital of South America and can be considered as a leading nation in the region. There are plenty of reasons why Brazil is the perfect country to settle down. In this video, we look at 7 amazing reasons why you should consider Brazil as a potential immigration destination. Are you excited? Well, so we are, and for that, you must subscribe to our channel to never miss out on more videos like this. Here we begin. Natural environment. Brazil is a country blessed with natural wonders. The country is the world's most biodiverse country with large forests, water, mineral, and fossil fuel resources. It has one of the world's largest systems of protected areas. There are so many natural wonders in this country that it's proud of them and makes every effort to preserve them. When in Brazil, you can visit the beautiful Iguazu Falls, the mighty Amazon rainforest, the imposing Mount Roraima, and the hundreds of beautiful beaches that dot the coastline. Rich culture and amazing people. Like we mentioned earlier, Brazil was built by immigrants. Sure, the Portuguese established the first colonies, but the country was built by people from various nationalities and ethnicities. This country has indigenous people known as Amerindians who have called the continent home for thousands of years. Africans who were brought to work on the plantations during the infamous Atlantic slave trade, Europeans from countries such as Portugal, Spain, Italy, Germany, France, the Netherlands, and even the British Isles. There are also the Asian community who play an important role in Brazilian politics. Here's a fun fact. Brazil has the highest number of Japanese and Arab immigrants in the entire world. This country has provided for everyone, and they continue to live in harmony to this very day. The country's culture, music, food, and tradition is therefore a mix of all the nationalities and ethnicities, which you will probably not find in other countries. Life is cheaper. In case you are from Western Europe or the United States and wish to live in a country that is cheaper and close to home, Brazil can be the perfect option. Now, you need to keep in mind the cultural differences and the way the country prices goods and services. If you're after new jeans, shoes, or a car, you may end up spending considerably more than you would in the UK. But when it comes to everything else, from rent to groceries, you'll be much better off in Brazil, particularly if you're not living in the two most famous populated cities, Sao Paulo and Rio de Janeiro. There are cheaper places all over the country, from Fortaleza in the north to Porto Alegre in the south, and they're all fascinating, enjoyable places to live. Universal health. Brazil enshrined healthcare as a universal right in its 1988 constitution, following 2 damaging decades under military dictatorship that resulted in a terrible health system, among other things. Around 70% of people in Brazil benefit from public health care, and it'll be available to you too as a foreign resident. However, as with many healthcare systems, it's chronically underfunded. This often leads to lengthy waiting lists, a lack of staff, and a limited number of facilities with specialized equipment. Like most things in Brazil, private healthcare is cheaper than you'll probably be used to, and generally offers a better level of service than its public counterpart. The expressive culture and outgoing personality. Brazil isn't all carnival and samba, but there is a hint of truth in the stereotype. There's a reason, for instance, that the country has produced so many expressive footballers, from Garrincha to Pelé to Ronaldinho. Expressiveness is encouraged. So get prepared for people to gesticulate while talking, quickly and easily get passionate, and greet you enthusiastically. You'll be hugged, have your private space constantly invaded, and probably receive some cheek kisses when it's time to say goodbye. If this sounds strange and potentially uncomfortable to you, just remember the undeniable upside. Being expressive and familiar with each other is part of Brazil's strong collectivist culture, all for one and one for all. That means that once you've made some friends and become part of the community, you'll have a whole newfound family to rely on. A gigantic country. Brazil is huge. It's the 5th largest country in the world after all. You'll have to choose your home state carefully, because you'll need a lifetime to see all 8.5 million square kilometers of Brazil. It's bigger than India and actual continent Australia, 35 times larger than the UK, and 3 times the size of Argentina. The country spans 4 time zones, from GMT2 to GMT5. Nearly half of South America is Brazil, which explains why it's the only nation in the world that has both the equator and the Tropic of Capricorn running through it. Huge potential. Brazil is part of the BRIC nations, along with Russia, India, and China, who are all large emerging economies that may soon become one of the world's top-tier powers. Brazil's large population and natural resources, gold, uranium, petroleum, and hydropower to name a few, make it an obvious candidate to succeed in global economics. It hasn't made it so far, but the drive to become a superpower in this field is an important context if you're looking to start a business or move your company to Brazil. Those are some pretty big reasons why Brazil is the perfect destination for you or your family. Hope you enjoyed this one. Thanks for watching.